From a Facebook connection to reality TV, how it all began. Their story didn't start in a coffee shop or during a family vacation, it began in an online community. How they met. Sheila Mangubat, a hard-of-hearing Filipino single mom living in Cebu, connected with David Dangerfield, a deaf man from Nebraska. In a Facebook group for deaf singles, their shared experiences with hearing loss gave immediate common ground and deepened their connection. Readers of 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days quickly learned that beyond romance, there were real-world struggles. Sheila's family home had faced damage from a storm and needed rebuilding. Her job was lost during the pandemic. Her son, Jhonreil, was a shy 12-year-old who had never met David. Her mother tragically died just one day after meeting David when she fell down unstable stairs. This wasn't just a love story, it was a story of hardship, resilience, and genuine connection. Engagement hopes for the future. Despite the tragedy and cross-cultural challenges, David and Sheila grew emotionally close on the show. In September 2023, David proposed and Sheila accepted shortly before they had to say an emotional goodbye at the Philippines airport. At that point, they were engaged but had not married yet. Sheila remained in the Philippines while David returned to the US. The plan was that Sheila and her son should eventually move to America under the K-1 fiancé visa process so they could start a life together. Visa struggles, the big setback. In most cases, a fiancé visa, K-1, can take many months to process, often a year or longer, especially with children involved, K-2 for the child. This is a common hurdle couples on the show face, but in David and Sheila's case, reports and fan discussions indicate Sheila's K-1 visa has been stuck for an extended time and may have even been denied at some point. This is key because it explains why. Sheila and her son have not yet moved to America. Multiple status updates on social media indicated she was still in the Philippines as of mid-2024. David was working multiple jobs, trying to save money and prove he could support both Sheila and Jhonreil, which is a requirement for visa sponsorship. In other words, the most official reality, not the rumor, is no credible evidence confirms that Sheila or Jhonreil are currently living in the United States with David. Multiple news and fan reports specifically state she has not moved to the US and remains in the Philippines. That's the latest confirmed location status. Social media fan speculation. Fans of the franchise are extremely active online, and there have been varied discussions about their life since the show aired. What fans reported. Some fans claim to have seen David in the US, on his own while Sheila was still abroad. Others suggest their visa struggles might have caused delays or heartbreak, even chemical changes in Sheila's health or well-being. There's social media speculation, like fan threads on Reddit, from 2025 suggesting that David and Sheila might have broken up entirely due to visa issues and financial strain, but that is not verified by major news sources. With reality TV couples, social media rumors often spread fast but aren't always reliable, so we weigh more official reports and confirmations from reputable entertainment news. The emotional and human aspect. This story isn't just about visas and travel, it's about real people with emotions, struggles, and relationships that fans connected with. Sheila's priorities. She openly worried about her son's well-being and whether moving to a new country was right for him. She always made it clear that she'd never leave Jhonreil behind. That's powerful, because often reality TV can paint relationships as one-dimensional dramas. In this case, there's a real mother-child dynamic at play. That's part of why fans stayed invested. David's dedication. David was determined to bond with Jhonreil and prove he could be a good father figure. One memorable storyline from the show involved David taking them to the beach so they could grow closer. And after the show ended, David publicly worked to raise funds for a stable home, not just for Sheila, but for her son too. That reflects emotional investment beyond just a TV narrative. So, are they living together in America? The short answer. No, there is no reliable confirmation that Sheila and her son Jhonreil are currently living in America with David. Multiple recent sources and fan coverage indicate she remains in the Philippines due to visa barriers. Instead, their post-show life, as far as official information confirms, seems to be, David is still in the US. Sheila and Jhonreil are in the Philippines. They remain engaged as far as public statements show, but separated by geography. Their visa struggle is the central obstacle. Why this matters in the 90 Day Fiancé universe. This story highlights something every fan of the franchise knows: love on TV can be just the beginning, the real-life challenges begin after the cameras stop rolling. For David and Sheila. Cultural differences. legal requirements, financial realities, parenting responsibilities, personal loss and grief. All play a part in whether love turns into a life together. Their journey is one of the more grounded and emotional stories the franchise has shown, and that's part of why so many fans still follow updates long after season 6 ended. Summary: what we know today. Sheila and her son have not moved to the US, as of the most recent verifiable reports. David remains in America, working and waiting. Their K-1 visa process has been difficult and may even have been denied at some stage, causing delays or pauses in their plans. Fans remain hopeful, yet there's no major confirmed update that the family has reunited permanently in the US. If you'd like, I can also provide a timeline of their story, including when they met, when key events happened on the show, and how their life has moved forward since broadcasting ended.